A very good morning and welcome to Sporty Monday. This is the second edition of the month of June 2024. We have a beautiful show lined up for you from Ethiopia. We'll be crossing over to Lilongwe, Malawi, and of course, in Kakamega and in Nairobi, where rugby action has been quite intense. And of course, later on, we'll be going to Bonn, Germany, just to get the update on the Euro 2024. How prepared are the host Germany? Will the three Lions roar this time round? What of the Les Blues? We have that lined up for you, a very beautiful show. So stay tuned and welcome. My name is Isaac Swila, and of course, before we go into the nitty-gritty, I have my panelists here ready to dissect it. Zita Jimoy, James Opondo, and Steve Shitera. In part B of this studio, we have experts who are going to take a deep dive into Harambee Stars' performance in Lilongwe. I'm talking of Anthony Modo Kimani, an ex-international and now coach of Ulinzi Stars. Also in the house is Innocent Mutiso, former Gor Mahia winger. So you don't want to miss that conversation. And for the very first time, we have Wycliffe Orandi joining the program. Orandi is in part B of the studio. We'll be engaging him shortly. But before we do that, let's look at the question of the day. We are asking you, do you think Harambee Stars will qualify for the 2026 World Cup after a 1-1 draw against Burundi Swallows? Do you think Harambee Stars will qualify for the World Cup? Talk to us, 22422. SMS lines are already open. Hashtag Sporty Monday at Citizen TV Kenya at Isaac Swila. Of course, we'll be sampling your feedback during and at the tail end of this program. But to the part B of studio, Orandi, what should we expect on the scoreboard?
Well, thank you very much, Swila, and thank you very much for welcoming me to Sporty Monday, this 10th day of June 2024. And as you can see here, it's the UEFA Europa League, which is starting on Friday, this particular Friday, running for a whole month. And what to expect here will be the fixtures. We look at what kind of, actually the first match that will be played on that particular Friday and moving forward. And also we look at the group stages, the 6 groups that are there in this particular competition. And of course, we'll also look at some rugby action, what we call the Roll of Honor, how many teams have won this particular Enterprise Cup. That's what we'll be talking about briefly. And of course, also we'll be looking at players to watch out in the Euro 2024, among many more. That's what we'll be looking at on our touch screen here later on.
Thank you, Randy. Of course, ready to break it down for us. And now to our top story. Harambee Stars just managed a 1-1 draw against Burundi Swallows, despite taking an early lead, leaving their quest for America 2026 in jeopardy. Let's take a look at how that action went down in Malawi's capital, Lilongwe. Of course, that's the junior Starlets. Of course, they take their flowers. Harambee Stars will come second. And of course, they're on the brink of qualifying for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. The very first time we are on the brink of having a Kenyan football team qualify for the World Cup. Actually, they're 90 minutes away or one game away from qualifying for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. Zita, let's begin from Ethiopia, where, of course, the Starlets, junior Starlets, did quite well. What do you make of that performance? And, of course, 3-0 win away from home.
I know they didn't have any pressure winning that because Burundi, for their past matches in the qualifiers, walipiga team 15-0. You know, so they didn't go with that mentality that Burundi it's a good team, and them winning away that is 3-0. And then on Sunday they will be playing at Ulinzi Complex for the return match this Sunday.
Here in Nairobi.
So yeah, here in Nairobi. Home advantage that Harambee Stars are missing. Home advantage for them, and I know they're going to win that game. It's just 90 minutes away from the World Cup. From the World Cup, to qualify to the World Cup. So something that I want to say is that now that we are qualifying to the World Cup, girls are qualifying to the World Cup. I hope the government, even the federation, are seeing the reason why we should support the Women's Premier League here in Kenya. Let's not have something that Trans Nzoia dropped from the league because they didn't have funds to travel and play this. This is the reason why now they should invest in Women Premier League. It doesn't matter how they're going to invest it. Last time we were in them. Last time they were doing the broadcasting, unveiling the broadcasting for the KPL, the KPL. I think there was something that CS said, and until now the league is ending. I haven't seen anything. He said that in coming months, I said you come a months, coming years. In coming months, we are going to have the same things in the Women Premier League. Nothing happened until now that the league is ending. So for me, it's now high time. I'm calling even on Sunday. I hope the stadium is going to be very full to the capacity. I'm calling all the women reps, all the women leaders here in the country. But now they have something to brag about because hapo nyuma wangesema itatusaidiaje saizi. Now they have something to brag about. They should come out and support these girls as they do what they played the last match to the World Cup.
Zita is talking like an official.
I'm not an official.
I hope you have your passport and visa ready.
Yes.
To go to Dominican Republic.
Very ready.
James.
Yes. Thank you so much, Willa. The last time I was here, Steve Shitera was calling himself Pulisic. How he calls himself.
No, that went. He no longer calls it.
Yeah, it is good to be back.
Yes.
To begin with, I think we need to give credit to the national government through the Ministry of Sports, Babu Namwamba, for doing the best for these young girls. Remember, this team has been in camp for a very long time. Remember the history. Shitara will tell you that if you want to cook good ugali, you have to have good process. So I think the government spending and investing in these young kids, I think it's a plus to the Ministry of Sports through Babu Namwamba. Because these kids have been in camp. Remember, the girls team also did so well in the ISF. Remember the team that was also at Nastic Sports Academy. The ladies team, the girls team did also well. So I think it's a process. And when you want to get the best out of something that you're doing, you need to do something prior to. And all these, when you talk about football, you need to have good preparation, and good preparation need to have funding. And it is the responsibility of the national government to fund the national teams. And if this is done to the best, we can get teams qualifying for the World Cup. It's high time also we think about now investing and making the Women League a professional league. Remember what Emma Hayes did with Chelsea in the English Premier League. It's a process, and it is something. Bring in Chelsea. No. I'm just giving because when you need to
comparing with the best.
Compare with the best. So when you need to go somewhere, you need to learn from someone or from something that someone is doing. So I think it's high time. I think also Nani. Women coach Ulinzi, police talked about it. Abe. Yeah,
that's her nickname.
Yes, talked about professionalizing the women league so that we see more funds going to the field, more fundings going to the Women Premier League. We see
even the
federation,
side,
the junior
yes.
side and all that. We have to have those kind of leagues whereby we don't just look at the Women's Super League. We go to the National Super League also for the women. You saw the Kisumu All Starlets carrying the day with that. It's high time that now we look at to how we can invest on women football as much as we are investing there.
Absolutely. And Randy, let's talk about preparations. 90 minutes away from taking the plane to Dominican Republic. FIFA World Cup, the very first time actually. So we are seeing history unfold before our very own eyes.
Yes.
I was reading somewhere that people who didn't believe a Kenyan team, most of football team, would qualify for World Cup in our lifetime. So probably it would take an implosion of huge proportion on Saturday for the girls not to qualify. But what kind of preparations would you probably want to see as the girls prepare now for the World Cup?
First of all, I want to give them their flowers. They did very well. Now, I assume they are supposed to be jetting back today, and they'll be going straight to camps for preparations. But I want also to support what the government has been doing with that team. You know, early preparations are always key to very good performances in any team. So that's what I want to see, like government still pushing for them to just get all that they need. And of course, they are one leg into the World Cup, the FIFA Under-17 World Cup, to become the first football team to actually get there. But I want to just ask the government to just keep up the momentum that they've been having, give them all the facilities they need, give them all whatever they are asking for in camp, because the match is just like a few days away. We almost less than a week away. So that's what you want to see, and also the fans to come out in large numbers and to support, give them morale to that particular team, so that they can actually qualify. But what I want to ask you guys is, do we really need to underestimate Burundi that much? Because you've seen what they've been doing. They did in the senior team, and also you see what they did in the was it in the second round?
Third round.
Third round, yes. You see the number, how much of a scoring power they have. So let's also not underestimate that particular Burundi team. When they come here, although we have the home advantage and everything, we still need to watch out for that.
Watch out for that, Shitera. Orandi is urging caution, and of course 3-0 healthy margin. What should the coach now address ahead of the final leg? And remember, the World Cup in Dominican Republic begins in October. So basically, we don't really have much time, maybe 3 months rather, to prepare.
It will be very unfair if I don't give all these credits to one Nick Mwendwa, even as he prepares to retire, because this...
I'm sure he's retiring.
No, he has done his two terms constitutionally, so if we go by that, he's retiring. And what a legacy, because he has held this project close to him since the time he came in. He initiated the plan to have the Women Premier League. Look at what we have been able to achieve under his watch. For the first time, a Kenyan Premier League club playing at the CAF competition, Vihiga Queens.
You were there actually.
In Cairo. We have seen, were it not for COVID, our under-20 would have qualified for Women African Cup of Nations. Were it not for the dressing room confusion, our under-20 again would have qualified for the World Cup. I think they would have made it to the World Cup under coach Beldin Odemba, under-18. But I think the government's policy seems to be working. We are getting it right, bottom up. From the under-17 probably going up. And the preparations, I would say, have been immense. Congratulations to Babu Namwamba, who has really been able to personally look at what these talents are doing. And of course, different structural plans that have been put. Look at all these girls. Majority of them, I would say, are graduates of Safaricom Chapadimba. And
that's where I want us to draw the line, because we have feeder programs which are not necessarily government-driven. But now he said we need to put in place structures. A functional women league, yes, we have, but at the top level. How about Division 2 in the Women League? How about Division 3? Then what are the clubs doing within their parameters or structures to have functional, again, Women League? Remember the CAF club licensing rules? So that we have a conveyor belt, a feeder program into this team.
I think we can always start from somewhere. When you want to start a journey, you have to know your departure point. And I think the best thing that ever happened, and I repeat, is Nick Mwendwa really investing heavily in women football. We have started, yes, and all these structures will need to be cultivated to ensure that we have now the structural plans going down. I think for the first time in the women football, we have seen a very competitive under-20. In fact, we have seen a very competitive senior starlets, under 18, I think, and under 17. Something, in fact, we've not seen in the men's side. And I would again say probably maybe the interests are less
in women football.
In such women football under 17. Because what is happening, what is happening at our national men's team, so much interest.
Okay.
Because a minute I finish. Because probably maybe there's so much business. I want to call a player so that he can be seen, he can be bought. Probably so much business in the national team, and you can see it's hampering our prospects, even in qualifying for very, very small competition.
I am happy the way Shitera is praising the president of the football president, that is Nick Mwendwa. I am happy, Orandi and my friend here, praising the government. But again, let's go back to the roots. Of course, these girls are being praised because they are qualifying to the World Cup. Yeah. But back to the roots. After the World Cup, after all this, they are coming back to the league where they don't have money. If now Kenya Police are the champions, ask me how much money are they going?
Prize money,
no prize money. No motivation in the league, women's league here in Kenya. As much we can put all structures, we can put everything. Are we going to eat in the air?
In 10 seconds, do you think Nick Mwendwa, if he exits in October, will women football be his legacy?
I think it's something that we need to talk about. Continuity is more important than the person who is in the office. So we need to look at how do we continue from where Nick Mwendwa has left. I remember Doris Petra saying that when they leave the office, the best legacy that she wants to have is promoting the women's football. So I think from where they are going to leave it, where Zita is also talking about, is now to make it professional football league from lower divisions going up. Remember, also clubs need to also have these teams. We don't want to see a situation whereby now when God is going to play CAF, now they're going to Akakoro, they're going to Baya.
Yes,
it's so bad. Same to police bullet.
Police bullet was bought.